Okay, good morning. We're back to our shiur, Shalom Bayit, men's shiur, with Rav Zamir Cohen's book, Happily Married. So we said yesterday difference. We said yesterday the difference between a male and a female brain. Says the way they think differently, the way they process information differently. That's why if we know at least the differences between a man and a woman, I know that my wife is different than me. Therefore, I'm not going to get upset at certain things. She also should not get upset at certain things. B'ezrat Hashem, soon we're going to start a women's shiur, and we're going to tell them the differences, because he has a book on the women, and he mentions these differences. He says, why are you getting upset at your husband? This is how a man is. You hear? Once they understand that, it's not only my husband, it's everybody else like that, all the men, then it'll be good. It says, aside from the above stated differences that we mentioned yesterday, there's a medical aspect of difference between men and women. In medical experiments carried out with volunteers, there's usually no differentiation between the results of the males and females. They are both human beings after all. In the past decades, however, it has been discovered that in all of the anatomic systems common to both men and men, there are differences in their activities. In the systems of digestion, heart and blood, immunity, skin, reaction to medications or pain, and others, there are significant differences between the two. Professor Mark, director of the Beilinson Sharon Hospital in Women, and the chairman of the Israeli Center of Gender Medicine, noted in a press interview that in every area where we set out to experiment, we discover surprises on this subject. Meaning, now they realize how different men and women are. Awareness to these differences can save lives. For example, explains Professor Glazerman, the classic description of the heart attack is a sudden pain in the left side of the chest. This is the characteristic description regarding men. But in 20% of the women undergoing a heart attack, the signs are altogether different. A woman can complain for hours before about shortness of breath, fatigue, sweat, and a dull pain in her jaw or the back. When she arrives with these symptoms to a doctor or an emergency room, it is likely that such feminine signs will delay the diagnosis, as if women don't suffer from a heart attack to the point of danger, meaning her sensitivities are going to be a little bit different than a man's. 1 out of every 4 women arriving at emergency room with those signs of a heart attack is released without an accurate diagnosis. Another interesting finding is that the female immune system is stronger than the male's. Women are not as susceptible to infectious diseases, but are prone to autoimmune diseases, distinguished by inflammation and tissue damage caused by the body's own antibodies. He says the body loses power of differentiation between these substances. Basically, we see here there is a drastic difference in the science of a woman. So we have seen, for example, from the studies already quoted and our own experiences, that it is more important for a husband to hear from his wife that she relies upon him and his judgment, acknowledges that he is wise and knowledgeable, and that she feels secure and safe around him. This is even more important than her assuring him that she loves him and that his appearance and presentation is appealing, even if he is a renowned professor, academician, or a deep thinker. Meaning, he says that a man, he doesn't need to be told, you look good, you look this, you look. He doesn't need to. He says that doesn't interest him. What interests him is that he needs to. One second. From the fact that she says, I'm secure with you, I feel safe with you. Yeah. So as long as he feels.
They don't say that.
I know. Do you know why? Because they're not secure with you. Because they're not safe with you. Because when you bad-mouthing them, nicely, with all the negativity and all the constructive criticism and everything, when you do that, she feels you're attacking me. Therefore, I'm not secure with you. But you're making me feel unsecure.
Can I tell you that when I have to go to Juris Mama, and my family stays, girls, they're not secure.
100%.
They don't want me to leave home at night.
Why? Because the man is not here, and therefore he says when he goes to his mother's house to sleep there, they feel unsecure. It says on the other hand, it is more important for a woman to hear that her husband loves her, that she is attractive to him, that he appreciates how she dresses and chooses her jewelry and accessories, than hearing that he relies on her judgment and finds important to hear her opinion on every matter. This is true even if the woman is a successful businesswoman a principal or a CEO, meaning he says that she could be doctor, professor, whatever. She doesn't need to hear, oh wow, how important your job is, this, that. She does, how smart you are. She doesn't need that. Why? That's not her thing. No. She's not home. She needs to be told, even if she, wow, you're so beautiful. How you chose the ring to the necklace. Wow, your shoes match your eta. She wants to hear more of a emotional type of thing. Even though she's a professional. If you tell you, wow, that business deal you made, for her that's dupul. Tell me you love me. Tell me you care for me. However, on his side, on the man's side, he doesn't care how good it looks. Wow, that business deal you made, the connections you did, the people you gathered, the millions of dollars that you raised for such a business deal, that gives him a takoy. You know why? That's gava. Right? We more of a gavastic thing from her. Her is more emotional. In their daily conversation, when an opportunity arises for one of them to ask a favor of the other, there are differences between men and women. A woman tends to hint at things without asking outright. If the husband is not aware of this tendency and doesn't try to decode what lies behind those hints, but remains indifferent until she directly says what she wants, she feels very offended and victimized to the point of feeling often justified. Meaning, with a woman, you know how many times you tell her, yo, can you tell me what you want? Yeah? He says, because they like to go like this, honey, I was thinking and this and that, like this and that, until you're like, listen, okay, so do you want this? No. Do you want that? No, that's not what I mean. Okay, tell me what you mean, Yomayo. Give me a straight thing like this. We men are straight up. We like, this is the facts. Sometimes our facts are a little bit too in the face, right? Well, I'm just telling the truth. You understand? That's not what they want to hear. Yeah, they don't want to hear the truth. Meaning when it has to be, when it's done with reproof or something. He says, however, if the husband is not aware of this tendency, it's going to be a problem. Women talk in codes. Men are direct. He says it should be noted that this phenomena can also be found even among ostensibly kind-hearted men, for the simple reason that they never experience true feelings of affection in their lives towards anyone and don't intuit the need of the fellow person unless he requests specifically from him. Meaning, he says, men, they need that, they feel love between each other. Yeah? And unless you tell me that you need love, then I'm going to give it to you. Says that's not good. Why? Because a woman is not like that. She senses she's more affectionate person. So therefore, she understands, this individual needs love, this individual needs care. And therefore, she wants you to understand that about her. And unfortunately, we don't understand that. And that's why we need to be taught that we have to be sensitive to her feelings. It says, when they hear what is requested of them, they will be ready and eager to execute the plea, but won't go any further. Under all circumstances, a husband must remember that for lack of choice, a woman will come out and clearly specify what she needs. Nevertheless, she still feels uncomfortable about being explicit and experiences heavy feeling, thinking, why doesn't he understand by himself what I need from him? You understand what I'm saying? He says, why isn't he tuned into my basic needs? She feels disappointed and rejected, and this may easily lead to marital strife. Now you might think, nah, that's not my wife. He's talking every woman. You understand? When a woman has to tell you, listen, on the mikveh night, can't you put lights on? This and that, whatever. Can't you make the room a little bit takoy? Can't you give me, bring me flowers? Can't you flirt with me a little bit? Can't you this? Can't you that? When she tells you that, he's saying she is devastated because she's like, well, you cannot think of that on your own. I have to tell you this. Yeah, why? Because she was quoting you throughout the days, throughout the weeks, but we're busy. We got a lot of, as you say, we got deals, we got rent to pay, we got machine. She doesn't care about your deals. If she doesn't see that the fact that you're paying so much money every month for this, for that, she doesn't care. Why? I'm your wife. I'm number one. Who's gonna pay for that? You're gonna pay for that. How am I gonna do that if I'm not gonna be thinking of that? However, when a husband is properly coached, he will be careful not to reach a state where his wife will have to come out and make an explicit request from him. Can you imagine that? A woman, she wants you more than you want her. You understand? And for her to tell you, listen, you don't excite me. Can you excite me a little bit? Why? That is devastating to her. Why? Because it's like, she'll give you signs that she's not excited, She'll even push you to the point where you can actually get upset. You understand? But what she wants you to do is she wants you to take care of her. And one of the examples I gave, one guy, where his wife is not a little bit takash, like, I don't know, I said to him, listen, even in the animal kingdom, whose responsibility it is to excite the female? The man's responsibility, the male animal's responsibility. And that's why the peacock, he has that I always thought the peacock that with the tail was the female. Why he looks so beautiful. No, the ugly one is the female with no tail. And this one, right, before he wants, so what does he do? He's all over the. Why? He's saying, yo, come on. He's trying to get her attention, trying to make her excited so that she comes to him. You understand? And in everywhere we see, it's the male that's being the one who's being the initiator and the one who's caressing the female and therefore getting her into the situation. However, so we got that. Yeah. The husband with his masculine head might think that such things are negligibly important, but he should realize that from the feminine viewpoint, such an effort on his part shows incredible closeness and love and serves marvelously to unite them. The profit is greater than mutual. Men say, you know what? Yeah, but come on, I'm gonna go and I'm a big businessman. I'm gonna sit there with this wife of mine. Yes, he says, that's more important than your $1 million deal. Another thing we have to mention over here is one of the affronts of a woman, and she cannot understand this, is when men, after a days of work, decide to go buddies outside. Yeah. Why? Because she's thinking, tired. I don't understand. Huh?
She's tired of hanging out.
Exactly. She does. Very bad. Why? She doesn't understand. Why? I'll tell you why. All day you're not home. All day you're doing business deals, this and that, whatever. She's eagerly waiting for you all day. She wants you to do the courtship at night. Because at the end of the day, come 11:30, 12 o'clock, you're going to be like, Zoya, как дела у тебя? Come, And she's like, какой Zoya? You work all day. You come home, you eat, because I did for you, right? And then you go out, either smoking, drinking, talking, this, that. And she's thinking, what am I? Some kind of dog? You understand? What? He thinks you can come in, do whatever he has to do, and then go. So you should know, in my house, major policy. I don't go, she doesn't go. You understand? Why? I just had a recent situation. The guy was ready. After 2-3 weeks, there was no intimacy. So he figured, okay, tonight is going to be intimacy. And you know what she did? Oh, by the way, I'm going out with my friend tonight. What? What kind of baloney is that? No. And when she go out, she goes back 1 o'clock at night. Why? What do you mean he?
She's not in prison. Let her go.
Oh.
What is that?
So you let your wife go?
She doesn't go, but I told her to go.
No. You let your wife go?
She doesn't go.
Okay. Let's say she goes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You're going to be okay with that? Oh, you're going to be okay with that? So that's not a marriage. That's not marriage. That's not. One second. Okay. That is not life, and that is not a marriage. This is called living a single life. Why? Let me explain to you. Many people come and say, how do you have kids like this? How do you have kids that listen to you? You know how much investment kids need? Do you know how much time they need from a father and a mother? Father and a mother.
Right.
I understand you.
Right.
When the kids are sleeping, now is the time to do your courtship with the wife. Little bit of tea. Yeah.
Right.
See, one thing we're lacking. She needs to know you love her, not every day, every couple of hours. He says it in this book, he says it in another book. Every couple of hours. Motek, I love you, yeah? Yeah, my love, I know. Every another, when you go out with friends, yeah, or when she what she goes out? She doesn't want to go out. She wants to be with you. But she's why he goes out. Your wife's so good that she doesn't go out. But there's women, yeah, that she sees that her husband once in a while goes, you know what she does? Purposely dafka, knowing that night he's thinking of, she's going to go with her friends. That's not Oh, very good. Very good. You're 100% right. But can you imagine how she feels? She's not going because she knows if she's going to go, she knows if she's going to go, it's going to be very bad because she's going to be continually going. That's why if your wife doesn't go, maladzetz ana. Why? She's holding herself because she knows once she starts going, she will, meaning it's going to become used to, she's not going to have a marriage. So she's holding on to you, thinking, okay, if he's doing it, I don't like the fact that he's doing it, but I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to fall into that trap. You understand?
There's another aspect that a woman is built that she wants to be number one.
No, absolutely.
When the husband goes with the friend,
She's no longer number one.
she's
You know
not
why?
in competition.
You know what? Even look, even what you're saying, right? Once a month. You know what? With her permission, you could do that. But you know what? It's not once a month because many guys I know, it's every Tuesday and Thursday.
Talk about normal guys once a month.
Okay, listen. Once a month with her permission is good. You know why? You go like this. You know, my love. All month I was with you. I figured, it's possible that Tuesday night I can go see my friends. Yeah. When she sees that you make her number one, and that you've invested so much time in her, she's gonna say yes, Latkin will go. But if she doesn't, if she says no, I really want you to stay with me. Guess what? She's telling you with roundabout, Yani chachu shuk tishol, Yani chachu shuk tishol, and then you go. That's a major affront into her face. You know why? Because like I'm zero in his place. His friend is more important. You know what? Let him go have relations with his friend. You hear? And then we hear what? Rabbi, she doesn't want to be with me. Well, obviously she doesn't want to be with you because you're showing her that that she's nobody. Akak, once in a while, Rabbi, once in a while. Yeah, but even this once in a while. And you know what many men say? But you know what we do? We just sit there. Yeah, that's what she wants. She wants to sit with her husband. You hear? You try to make it exciting. Take out the sheshbesh, play sheshbesh. Get a little tea, coffee, connection. That's what she wants. You understand? And this is one of the biggest failings of the man. Why? Because a man is an outside guy. He's man is an outside guy. Yeah. So and therefore he's thinking, yeah, well, what's the big deal? I go. We really have to try to improve that. Yes. Yes.
Is your friend more important than your wife?
No.
Huh?
No. Once in a while, you need to have a little bit of communication. Some friends, you just be home, kids, this and that. You're gonna go crazy. It's not good. It's not mentally normal. As a psychologist, psychological books and stuff, you cannot just do consistent every single thing. 12, 18 years back to back to back. Sit home, work. What is that? Halal. It's not normal. It's not normal psychologically.
And for her it's normal.
I read a lot of statistics at Harvard. They said if you do something exact same thing, they'll say you don't go out, never, just stay home. You're a home guy. If you do it for like a certain amount of years, you're gonna go crazy. It's not normal. Once a month, here and there, you have to go. Girls have to go. 2, 3 of them go to Cafe Primiata, just hang out. Not till 1 o'clock. From 9 to 11. From 8.
So why did you get married for?
Because I got married, now I have to do the same thing every home, work.
That's
No social life.
Social.
Some friends.
Why can't you be social with your wife?
It's different social with your wife, with the
Huh?
guy. It's different.
Huh?
It's different.
Why?
What do you mean? Let's say if I want to see him once a week, we go let's get coffee. What's wrong with that? If I see him once a week to get
During
coffee
the day, you can do whatever you want. When it's coming at night time, you stay home and you do what you're supposed to do.
Can I, Rabbi?
Yes.
Listen. By the way, the one of the customers, one of the men is saying, why can't a man go out at night? Yeah, because they cannot hear him.
I'm not talking about every single
Yeah, no, once in a while. First you said once a month, then you said once a week to him. But it's okay. Let's say once in a while, right? You know what? 100% you can do that. But with the permission of your wife. Meaning, you ask her, sweetie, I have this friend. Can I go? You know when she's going to let you? When she's so fulfilled. When she's so fulfilled with you that she says, Slatkimoy, I love you so much. You care for me so much that you know what? Go, I need you to go. But when she's not fulfilled, you're creating major problems. This is going to be a big X. Listen, big X in the heart of the woman. And every time you know what you think? She'll shut up. Don't worry about it. She'll la, and she'll shut up. No, she won't. This is going to be in her heart. And you know what? His friends are more important than me. And therefore, I'm nobody. And she's going to get you back for this. She's going to collect it. And this is going to collect and get back to you. Why would you want to do that? we have to protect our investment. You should know, our wife and our children are the biggest investment and is the only reason why you're alive right now. Hashem brings us here only for that matter. Not for any business, not for any shul, not for any this. They want you here in order for you to give your wife and your children as much time, as much as they need. And you know what we do? We do everything everywhere else as much time, as much as we need. And the wife and the child, the minimum they need. And that's why we're having a lot of problems right now. Every single individual has an issue. I don't know of one couple, the couple that doesn't have an issue, you know what they're doing? The guy's lying to himself, thinking everything is okay. And then he's going to get up for a rude awakening. But the ones that are really seeing what's going on, really are honest with each other, I know 100% would not be okay with your wife going whenever she wants. I know that 100%. If you are, you're not a normal man, because a man wants his wife at home. He wants to go out, yes. But now to justify your going out, you're saying, no, she should go, she should go. It's not a normal thing. When she's going to be an outside girl, guess what? Premiada has a lot of nice guys there too. And slowly, no, because that's how it goes. That's how it goes. But that's how it goes. She's going to go 1 day, 2 days. The servant is going to say, oh, Lubitschka, it's you again.
Did you ever go to the restaurant with the guy? When's the last time you went out in a restaurant?
When I take somebody to a restaurant, I tell them, come with your wife. I'll come with my wife. And it's for a purpose. To knock some sense into his head. But
Let me call you back 10 minutes.
But Stam,
now, you see, we are so, one more go? At the end, I'm going to break your phone. That's going to be the end.
okay, so we lost one to a phone call. Okay, so let's get back one more thing. It says over here, we now start in chapter 6 about criticism. King Shlomo, the wisest man of all, declared, death and life are in the power of the tongue, right here. Oh, so he brought it. He didn't bring it in the other book. He didn't bring it in the other book. I don't remember it. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. He did bring it? I don't remember. He did bring it? Okay, so
You didn't bring from where?
shame on me, huh?
There was no source, and everybody told you.
There was, oh yeah, but he didn't bring it in the book. Yeah, so he brings it. Death is not in the hands of the gun, nor is life in the hands holding in one the remedy. No, rather both are in the hands of the tongue. Death and life. As a person uses his tongue correctly, who compliments at the right time, encourages, sympathizes with someone's sorrow, offers insightful criticism. He says insightful criticism, I don't know what that is, creates a pleasant atmosphere. Yeah, his life and the lives of those surrounding him are happy and pleasant. But one who uses his tongue to taunt or criticize without bounds, who holds himself back from saying good things, yeah, or comforting things, yeah, a show of feelings, will find his life as bitter as death. Meaning, a guy who's nice, always talking nice, this and that, his life will be well with people around him and himself. A guy who's harsh and doesn't offer sweet words. Many guys still, I don't understand. Young guys, 5 years married, say, I can't say I love you to my wife. I go, how is that possible? How is that possible? Even naroshna, fakingly. What do you mean? He's like, it's hard for me. No, but these are people who are, who wife is pregnant on a second child, third child. I can't tell her I love her. What do you mean? I don't understand. Even fakingly? Come on. It's a problem. Why is that a problem? Because that's what she wants to hear. So he says, how are you not going to use your tongue for this kind of thing? He says, the principle holds true not only with marital communication, but with all interpersonal contact. Parents and children, employer and employee, neighbors between themselves, yeah? Even between total strangers. But between man and a wife, the tongue is weightier and more decisive than all the others. If we examine in depth what brings couples to the sad state of divorce, we will be surprised to discover that misuse of the tongue played an important role. Had it been used correctly, the marriage would not have reached the painful crisis of divorce. We will therefore devote 2 special chapters to this essential subject. Yeah? So we're going to round it up because I really got to go. Men still do not understand that criticism and negating your wife's words are the worst thing you can do. And just to give you an example, recently a lady comes to the husband, says, I just want to say how important my words are to my kids. Like she's saying that, right? And how, they listen to me and so on and so forth. He doesn't think that way. And you know what he tells her? What are you talking about? Because of you, the kids are like this and like that, and you don't know how to talk to them. And this is a guy who is supposed to be working on himself. But he thought, how am I going to tell her the truth? That she should know that her words are not really positively going to the kids. So I said, what did you do technically? You took her, you killed her. How is she going to make it, You have to use reverse psychology. What's reverse psychology? If your child is bad, you don't tell him, you this, you that, you're no good. No. He messed up. Wow, молодец, slatki moy. Great job. And next time you tell him, but if you like this, it's even better. But excellent job. Next time he does something wrong, again, beautiful, Mao. You're the best. Why? You pump him up. If you right now take and kill him with your words, what's going to happen? He's already dead. You know what he's going to do? Further die. And he's going to further make your life difficult. So I said to him, how can you say? And then he mentioned that her cleaning lady, she takes too long to do a certain thing. It's costing him money, right? If she spends 2 hours doing the laundry, every hour is, let's say, $20, $40. Why is she taking so long to do laundry? So she loves this lady. So I said, what's your business? What do you have with the... Okay, so it's going to cost you now $20, $30, $50 extra. Get another maid, I don't know. But if she's happy, let it go. I have a maid right now, ala panim. She doesn't clean anything. The other day, the whole shower was dry. After, you know what dry means? Dry. So I looked at her and I was like, Ibi, she didn't even wash it. The other shower also was dry. So what did I do? Kept my mouth shut and I cleaned it myself. Whatever, drink, Later I told my wife, I said, does the lady do, everything? She's like, nah, I don't know, sometimes so she knows it. But for me to complain, don't take her, or don't leave. What is my business for? Let it be how it is. You understand? It's not my business. But we have to keep this mouth shut. Why? Because if we don't, it's going to cause us a lot of problems. And that's what leads to most of our strife. So, guys, let's keep watching our mouth and don't do unnecessary comments, even though they look very necessary. Keep your mouth shut if you want to be happy. Baruch Adonai Olam. Amen.